Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach. There I am. Here's Claire. So there's a lot of commotion going on around me. So you can see the little Caterpillar, the little dump truck. We're getting ready for the Pacific Air Show here. So those are all some cabanas you can rent, or you can just sit around and watch it. So I was finishing up my run and watching them work on some stuff and about run over my towel and water bottle. I thought, this kind of relates to the last couple weeks. My trip to Cincinnati, Columbus, Ohio, and Indiana. It was a lot. There was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of chaos and a lot of great things. And that's how it is. This might be chaotic right now, but it's going to be pretty cool when it starts. They'll be practicing and all that. So, as I reflected on the last 2 weeks and everything that happened, some things that didn't happen that I thought might, and of course they're right here, so it's super noisy. So I'm going to pick up my stuff and go. But yeah, some things, we can have as much things happen as we want. Sometimes things don't happen, right? But it's about, your tribe. And for those of you who know me, I have my women's group called the Taboo Tribe. And yes, that was the majority of the reason I was in town, was for those events, and as well as client meetings. And so, yes, I'm still out of breath for my run. It's about thinking about who's there for you, who's there for me. Think about who is next to you, who's walking next to you, and who's supporting you. And sometimes they don't have to be right beside you to support you. They're just doing things in the background or doing things as they can. So, like I mentioned, as I'm reflecting on what happened, what didn't happen, who was able to help, who wasn't able to help for good reasons, and some had no reason at all, and that's cool. Remember, no is a complete sentence. I've said that many, many times. But, I'm really happy with how things went. It was exhausting. It was fun. It was fulfilling. All those things. And I want to, any of you who were around or had meetings with or listening to this or watching this, I just want to say thank you. And for those who weren't able to be around and help out, or just be around and attend, and take in all the great conversations, it's okay. Do you, right? I talk about that a lot. But making sure, no matter what it is that you're doing it for the right reasons. I talked to a group, one of the team building facilities, or team building facilitation I did. We talked about that. How can you help? Do you want to help? Does it serve you still? So, sometimes we're on committees and boards and helping people, and we're not really sure why. Maybe it's, at first it was fulfilling, and then we outgrew it, or it outgrew us, and that's okay. So just thinking about, as I was finishing up and seeing all this chaos coming around, the dump trucks and the caterpillars and whatever else they're called. And the guys and women probably working on putting up the scaffolding and all that. My gosh, it just is crazy. But they're working as a team, and they have to. Otherwise, shit will not work right. Shit will go sideways. Shit storms will happen, right? And, all the workshops, events that we had, or that I was part of while I was back in Indy, went off great. There was a couple little things here and there. It's just a good reminder to communicate and have a checklist. I'm the queen of checklists and to-do lists and all that. And sometimes we just get so busy, we just assume other people have things taken care of, or that other people will remember. And that's not cool to depend or expect, right? I talk a lot about clear expectations and making sure we're all on the same page and all that. So, what do they say? If you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Well, luckily everything was fixable. A couple minor little things were fixable, and yeah, it did not affect the event or the events at all. Did not affect the workshop at all. And things went off without a hitch that everyone attending could see. So good reviews, good feedback, and just good overall. So, think about that. And so the message, I guess, this week is looking at who's walking alongside you. Who are you walking alongside? And who do you need to move on from? Not necessarily who, but maybe a committee or a board, making sure it's still serving you and that you're still getting out of it what you want. And then, those expectations, because anytime you're walking alongside someone or they're walking alongside you, there's expectations, making sure that the communication is clear and that one of the messages that's always part of my team building is not assuming, clear communication, and if things are done a different way than you would do it, making sure that's okay. And if things need to be done a specific way, make sure you communicate clearly. If I said communicate clearly enough. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's really just a great thing. Like I said, I've been gone for 2 weeks. This is literally the first Monday back. I already got an email about some things. I'm like, I haven't even unpacked yet. So I'll get back to you. So I just wanted to reflect now. Today will be, my run was a good time to reflect on everything and just let some things go that didn't happen and understand why. And then today will be about following up. Because I've had, like I said, 2 weeks of in and out of different states, in and out of meetings, in and out of events. And I loved it. It was great. It was a lot of fun, a lot of work, and I was in bed very early last night. So think about that for you. What are you part of? How is it serving you? There's a lot of messages today. Biggest thing though, looking at your tribe. I know, guys, call it a tribe maybe, but looking at who's walking alongside you and who you're walking alongside. And if you're not understanding what that means, it's who are you helping and who's helping you, and for what reasons. I've talked a lot about that the last probably month. Is delegating, getting things off your list that aren't a good use of your time. So yeah, who have you asked to help? You can't just take some of those things off your list because they're not a good use of your time. Those are probably things that still need to get done, right? So who's helping you and why? Who are you helping and why? Let's make sure everything is going smoothly and that you have clear communication for expectations, and things will go great, right? And if things don't go as you expected, or hoped for, what happened? Why? So think about that today. Watch the rest of the week. Now that I'm on solid ground and in one place for more than a minute, I'll be able to challenge you a little more, post a little more, and get you thinking a little more so you can continue to grow both personally and professionally. As always, check out my website, badassbusiness.coach. And if you're having a hard time asking for help or wondering, why am I helping this person or this organization? What is it doing for me? Give me a call or email me, sandy@sandyballard.com. Remember, Sandy is with an I, sandy@sandyballard.com. Follow me on social media if you're not already. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And hire me if you just need a little help working through some things and identifying who you need to walk beside you, who you need to help, and how you can help others. Remember my fourth book, Leverage, it's about leveraging your superpowers, leveraging other people's superpowers to help you achieve the success that you desire. All right, have a great week. I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.